He was there in the days of burning rubber on city streets, through the golden era of slingshots to the nitro-powered rockets of the 90s. He's been in the sport so long that 3 generations of racers have come and gone, but he marches on. No one really knows his age, but that's part of the myth. He's as sharp and as dangerous as he was when he was called the Crazy Greek. Though now the edges are smoother and the talk is of the Golden Greek. Chris Karamesines, a legend in his own time, one of the last of the drag racing titans.
He's one of the old guys. We enjoy the older guys that we grew up with doing this sport when we was kids.
He can run as well as the best of them at any given day, you know. Yeah, he's been doing it probably longer than anybody here, so.
The Chicago native began racing in 1951. At the time, he had no long-term plans in the sport, but slowly the irresistible lure of speed took hold.
The more I did it, the more I liked it. And it was very interesting that you could get off the street and run someplace where they had some type of timing device. And we all got together, made a party out of it on top of it, to enjoy racing, so we had a great time.
In keeping with early drag racing tradition, he gave his cars a trademark name, the Chisholm, a name other racers and drivers learned to respect, especially a model known as the Silver Bullet.
We always called this thing the Silver Bullet because I was supposed to be like something supernatural, you know. Nobody could ever beat me, but the Greek had the car that could, and so they called it the Silver Bullet just for that reason. It happened to be painted silver. He beat me 23 straight match races, which was incredible. No one ever beat me like that, ever. Not since, before, ever. I would go to a race just knowing I was going to be outrun.
For a period in the early to mid-60s, the Greek was the man to beat. He was the first to break the 200-mile-per-hour barrier at Alton in 1960. The car that accomplished that feat sat for 22 years in the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago, until Don Gartlitz acquired it for his Museum of Drag Racing. His cars always defined an individualistic quality, a fiercely independent expression of his vision of racing, sometimes down and dirty, and other times extravagant and showy, like his gold car.
Since they were starting to call me Golden Greek, I thought I'd take and put as much gold on the car as I could. So it was all 24-karat gold on it, which is very pretty, probably the prettiest car I ever had.
In recent years, as drag racing has become more expensive and competitive, survival has become tougher.
Right now, it's just so costly that you don't have some kind of a sponsorship. It's pretty hard to do it. I do it because I have what either we would call a match race or an 8-car show or a 4-car show. So they hire you in and use your name for publicity and drawing stuff, which is kind of nice. If we had to run NHRA or some of them big sanctions all the time, we couldn't do it.
He's like me. He's the underdog, so to speak. Doesn't run around with a big sponsor, and he's out here still racing. It's so expensive. Cuts the corners like I do to be out here.
To cut corners, Karamesines calls on his large reservoir of goodwill built up through 40 years of racing.
If you don't have those high-dollar sponsors, it's pretty hard to pay and run, so you got to go the best way. You bring in your friends and people that can help you.
For the last 3 years, Chris's main helper has been Judy Burke. Judy had no background in racing, but once exposed to racing with the Greek, she became hooked.
The more I'm around it, the more involved I get it. It's great. I love it. Once somebody said to me one time, Jude, you're going to find out. Drag racing is a disease with no cure. And I'm hooked. I'm hooked. It's great. It's life in the fast lane. You know, 270 miles an hour in 5 seconds or less. You can't beat it.
The fast lane has seen a lot of the Greek's 1989 Pete Black-powered dragster. In the 1990 Winter National, this dragster took him all the way to the finals. One thing the competition knows about the Greek is don't count him out.
Yeah, when he pulls that line, you know you got the meanest and toughest he can be.
I like to go against all of them. You know, you can go right down the line from Amato to Orangeville, Gartless, when they're Coletta, Snow, Bradley. I mean, you can name them on and on. I enjoyed racing with every one of them.
And he particularly likes beating them.
a high five.
Give me a high five. Yeah, baby.
Anytime you go to the races, you definitely want to win.
Although Karamesines is old enough to be the grandfather to some of these drivers, he still feels there are a few good years left in him.
I'll keep on racing as long as I can. If it comes to a time when I feel unsafe or I'm not sure of myself, I'd probably put somebody else in my race car and still enjoy it. I mean, I can work on it and do what I have to. But I don't think I'd give it up.
What keeps him going long after many of his peers have called it a day? Possibly the answer lies in his "you're as old as you feel" attitude.
I guess drag racing must have been good to me because I feel like I feel good, look good. That's all that counts. Right now that we're out of eliminations, we'll go back and just look it over, and then we'll go home and fix it and go on to the next race. Other than that, we'll just eat hot dogs and enjoy ourselves.
The day the Greek hangs it up, he will leave behind a host of admiring fans, racers, and golden memories. For those who love drag racing, the Greek will always hold a special place in their heart. His independent, good-natured, tough-as-nails style has left an indelible stamp on the sport.